The provinces of the Philippines are the primary political and administrative divisions of the Philippines. There are 81 provinces at present, further subdivided into component cities and municipalities. The National Capital Region, as well as independent cities, are independent of any provincial government. Each province is governed by an elected legislature called the Sangguniang Panlalawigan and by an elected governor. The provinces are grouped into 17 regions based on geographical, cultural, and ethnological characteristics. 14 of these regions are designated with numbers corresponding to their geographic location in order from north to south. The National Capital Region, Cordillera Administrative Region, and Autonomous Region in Muslim Mindanao do not have numerical designations. Each province is a member of the League of Provinces of the Philippines, an organization which aims to address issues affecting provincial and metropolitan government administrations. Government: a provincial government is autonomous of other provinces within the republic. Each province is governed by two main elected branches of the government, executive and legislative. Judicial affairs are separated from provincial governance and are administered by the Supreme Court of the Philippines. Executive: the provincial governor is chief executive and head of each province. Elected to a term of 3 years and limited to 3 consecutive terms, he or she appoints the directors of each provincial department, which include the Office of Administration, Engineering Office, Information Office, Legal Office, and Treasury Office. Legislative: the Vice-Governor acts as the president for each Sangguniang Panlalawigan, the province's legislative body. Every SP is composed of regularly elected members from provincial districts, as well as ex officio members. The number of regularly elected SP members allotted to each province is determined by its income class. First and second class provinces are provided 10 regular SP members. Third and fourth class provinces have 8, while fifth and sixth class provinces have 6. Exceptions are provinces with more than 5 congressional districts, such as Cavite with 14 regularly elected SP members, and Cebu, Negros Occidental and Pangasinan which have 12 each. Every SP has designated seats for ex officio members, given to the respective local presidents of the Association of Barangay Captains, Philippine Councilors League, and Sangguniang Panlalawigan. The vice-governor and regular members of an SP are elected by the voters within the province. Ex officio members are elected by members of their respective organizations. Relation to other levels of government, national intrusion into the affairs of each provincial government is limited by the Philippine Constitution. The President of the Philippines however coordinates with provincial administrators through the Department of the Interior and local government. For purposes of national representation, each province is guaranteed its own congressional district. One congressional representative represents each district in the House of Representatives. Senatorial representation is elected at an at-large basis and not apportioned through territory-based districts. Cities and municipalities. Those classified as either highly urbanized, or independent component cities are independent from the province, as provided for in Section 29 of the Local Government Code of 1991. Although such a city is a self-governing first-level entity, in many cases it is often presented as part of the province in which it is geographically located, or in the case of Zamboanga City, the province at last formed part of the congressional representation of. Local government units classified as component cities and municipalities are under the jurisdiction of the provincial government. In order to make sure that all component city or municipal governments act within the scope of their prescribed powers and functions, the Local Government Code mandates the provincial governor to review executive orders issued by mayors, and the Sangguniang Panlalawigan to review legislation by the Sangguniang Panlungsod or Sangguniang Bayan, of all component cities and municipalities under the province's jurisdiction. Barangays. The provincial government does not have direct relations with individual barangays. Supervision over a barangay government is the mandate of the mayor and the sanggunian of the component city or municipality of which the barangay in question is a part. Classification: provinces are classified according to average annual income based on the previous 3 calendar years. Effective July 28, 2008, The thresholds for the income classes for cities are: a province's income class determines the size of the membership of his Sangguniang Panlalawigan, and also how much it can spend on certain items, or procure through certain means. Map. Note: the map presents independent cities outside of Metro Manila as part of provinces, despite being self-governing units themselves. List of provinces, for a sortable table containing figures for all first-level subdivisions, with independent cities presented separately from their mother provinces. See List of primary local government units of the Philippines. Notes: all population and land area figures include cities independent from provinces. In this table, they are counted as part of the province to which they are often grouped for geographical and statistical purposes, but in actuality they are first-level entities on their own right. Metro Manila is included for comparison, although it is not a province but an administrative region. Dates could refer to provincehood as established during Spanish period, American period, or through Republic Acts. Etymologies. History. When the United States acquired the Philippines from Spain in 1898, the islands were divided into 4 gobiernos, which were further subdivided into provinces and districts. The American administration initially inherited the Spanish divisions and placed them under military government. As insurgencies were pacified, civil government was gradually organized. November 23, 1900, civil government of the province of Bingu it established through Act No. 49. Capital moved to Baguio. February 6, 1901, Act No. 83 enacted by the Philippine Commission. February 13, 1901, provisions of the Provincial Government Act extended to Pampanga through Act No. 85. February 16, 1901, provisions of the Provincial Government Act extended to Pangasinan through Act No. 86. Towns of Barangay, Rosales, San Quintin and Umingan annexed from Nueva Ecija. February 18, 1901, provisions of the Provincial Government Act extended to Tarlac through Act No. 87. February 27, 1901, provisions of the Provincial Government Act extended to Bulacan through Act No. 88. Capital moved to Malolos. March 2, 1901, provisions of the Provincial Government Act extended to Bataan through Act No. 92. March 12, 1901, provisions of the Provincial Government Act extended to Tibas through Act No. 103. Capital moved to Lucena. March 16, 1901, provisions of the Provincial Government Act extended to Romblon, elevated from Spanish-era status of district, through Act No. 104. March 18, 1901, provisions of the Provincial Government Act extended to Masbate, elevated from Spanish-era status of district, through Act No. 105. April 11, 1901, provisions of the Provincial Government Act extended to Iloilo, formed through the merging of the Spanish-era province of Iloilo with the Comandancia of Concepcion, through Act No. 113. April 13, 1901, provisions of the Provincial Government Act extended to Antique through Act No. 114. April 15, 1901, provisions of the Provincial Government Act extended to Capiz through Act No. 115. April 18, 1901, provisions of the Provincial Government Act extended to Cebu through Act No. 116. April 20, 1901, provisions of the Provincial Government Act extended to Bohol through Act No. 117. April 22, 1901, provisions of the Provincial Government Act extended to Leyte through Act No. 121. April 26, 1901, provisions of the Provincial Government Act extended to Albay through Act No. 122. April 27, 1901, provisions of the Provincial Government Act extended to Ambos Camarines through Act No. 123. April 30, 1901, provisions of the Provincial Government Act extended to Sorsogon through Act No. 124. May 1, 1901, provisions of the Provincial Government Act extended to Occidental Negroes and Oriental Negroes through Acts No. 119 and 120, respectively, enacted on April 20, 1901. Provisions of the Provincial Government Act extended to newly created Marinduque through Act No. 125. May 2, 1901, provisions of the Provincial Government Act extended to Batangas through Act No. 126. May 15, 1901, provisions of the Provincial Government Act extended to Serigay, elevated from Spanish-era status of district, through Act No. 127. Provisions of the Provincial Government Act extended to Misamis through Act No. 128. June 11, 1901, provisions of the Provincial Government Act extended to newly created Rizal, formed through the merging of the politico-military district of Morong with the entire province of Manila except the territory of the city of Manila, through Act No. 137. Provisions of the Provincial Government Act extended to Cavite through Act No. 138. Annexed Lubang and adjacent islands to the province. Provincial government provided an option to move capital from the town of Cavite. Provisions of the Provincial Government Act extended to Nueva Ecija through Act No. 139. Provincial government provided an option to move capital from the town of San Isidro. July 16, 1901, Catanduanes annexed to Albay through Act No. 169. July 17, 1901, Batangas, Bohol and Cebu placed under the control of military governors through Act No. 173. August 15, 1901, provisions of the Provincial Government Act and its amendments extended to La Union through Act No. 203. August 16, 1901, provisions of the Provincial Government Act and its amendments extended to Ilocos through Act No. 205. August 19, 1901, provisions of the Provincial Government Act and its amendments extended to Abra, excluding its territory east of the crest of the Cordillera Central, through Act No. 206. August 20, 1901, provisions of the Provincial Government Act and its amendments extended to Ilocos Norte through Act No. 207. August 22, 1901, provisions of the Provincial Government Act and its amendments extended to Cagayan through Act No. 209. The Babayan Islands and the Spanish-era province of Batanes annexed to the province. August 24, 1901, provisions of the Provincial Government Act and its amendments extended to Isabela through Act No. 210. August 28, 1901, provisions of the Provincial Government Act and its amendments extended to Zambales through Act No. 211. January 1, 1902, civil government of the province of Cebu restored through Act No. 322 enacted on December 20, 1901. January 28, 1902, civil government of the province of Nueva Vizcaya established through Act No. 337. April 1, 1902, civil government of the province of Bohol restored through Act No. 365 enacted on March 3, 1902. May 28, 1902, Spanish-era comandancias of Ambarayan, Bontoc and Lepanto organized into sub-provinces under the new province of Lepanto-Bontoc through Act No. 410. Areas between Abra and Cagayan not yet placed under the jurisdiction of any province the annexed as part of the sub-province of Bontoc. June 12, 1902, Spanish-era districts of El Principe and Infanta, including the Polillo Islands, annexed to Tibas through Act No. 417. June 17, 1902, provisions of the Provincial Government Act and its amendments extended to Samar through Act No. 419. June 23, 1902, civil government of the province of Paragua established through Act No. 422. Mindoro, Lubang and surrounding small islands annexed to Marinduque through Act No. 423. July 1, 1902, provisions of the Provincial Government Act and its amendments extended to La Laguna through Act No. 424. November 10, 1902, Marinduque annexed to Tibas through Act No. 499. Provisions of the Provincial Government Act and its amendments extended to newly created Mindoro, separated from Marinduque through Act No. 500. May 14, 1903, Cagayancillo, Balabac and the rest of Palawan Island annexed to Paragua through Act No. 747. Provincial government provided the option to choose capital between Cuo or Puerto Princesa. May 26, 1903, Spanish-era Comandancia of Cayapa annexed to Bingu through Act No. 768. July 15, 1903, Moro Province formed, composed of the districts of Cotabato, Davao, Lanao, Sulub, and Zamboanga through Act No. 787 enacted on June 1, 1903. April 1, 1905, Abra annexed to Ilocos Sur as sub-province through Act No. 1306 enacted on February 27, 1905. June 28, 1905, name of Paragua changed to Palawan through Act No. 1363. January 1, 1906, Masbate annexed to Sorsogon as sub-province through Act No. 1413 enacted on November 23, 1905. May 9, 1907, Apayao and Kalinga established as sub-provinces of Cagayan and Lepanto Bontoc, respectively, through Act No. 1648. July 15, 1907, Romblon annexed to Capiz as sub-province through Act No. 1665 enacted on July 2, 1907. August 10, 1907, Marinduque declared a sub-province of Tibas through Act No. 1649 enacted on May 17, 1907. August 20, 1907, Act No. 1693 creates Agusan, and establishes Batanes as a sub-province of Cagayan. October 8, 1907, Sequoia established a sub-province of Negros Oriental through Act No. 1753. Catanduanes established a sub-province of Albay through Act No. 1331. August 18, 1908, Mountain Province, with 7 sub-provinces, formed by merging territories of the entire province of Lepanto Bontoc. The district in the province of Nueva Vizcaya that formerly comprised the Spanish-era Comandancia of Cuyangan. The entire province of Bingu except Baguio City. And Apayao sub-province in Cagayan, through Act No. 1876. May 20, 1909, Batanes re-established as province, separated from Cagayan through Act No. 1952. December 20, 1913. Act No. 2309 renames Moro Province to Department of Mindanao and Sula and annexes Agusan to the department. Department of Mindanao and Sula formally organized on January 1, 1914. September 1, 1914, Department of Mindanao and Sula provided with autonomous government through Act No. 2408 enacted on July 23, 1914. Bukidnon sub-province and the former Moro Province districts of Cotabato, Davao, Lanao, Sula and Zamboanga converted to provinces. March 9, 1917, Abra re-established as regular province, separated from Ilocos Sur through Act No. 2683. December 7, 1917, Romblon re-established as regular province, separated from Capiz through Act No. 2724. March 3, 1919, Ambos Camarines divided into Camarines Norte and Camarines Sur through Act No. 2809. February 4, 1920, Act No. 2877 abolishes Ambarayan sub-province in the Mountain Province by annexing its municipal entities to Ilocos Sur and La Union. Lepanto sub-province reduced in size by annexing some of its municipal entities to Ilocos Sur and Bingu. November 21, 1920, Marinduque re-established as regular province, separated from Tibas through Act No. 2880. December 15, 1920, Masbate re-established as regular province, separated from Sorsogon through Act No. 2934. March 27, 1923, Leyte divided into Occidental Leyte and Oriental Leyte through Act No. 3117, but never proclaimed by the Governor-General. November 28, 1939, division of Misamis into Misamis Occidental and Misamis Oriental implemented by virtue of Act No. 3777, the law that amended Act No. 3537 which first sought the division. June 8, 1940, Provincial Government of Romblon abolished, municipal governments reorganized into 4 special municipalities through Commonwealth Act No. 581. October 26, 1945, Catanduanes established as regular province, separated from Albay through Commonwealth Act No. 687 enacted on September 26, 1945. September 7, 1946, name of Tibers changed to Quezon through Republic Act No. 14. October 1, 1946, CA 581 repealed and Romblan's provincial and municipal governments restored through Republic Act No. 38. June 13, 1950, Mindoro divided into Occidental Mindoro and Oriental Mindoro through Republic Act No. 505. June 14, 1951, Aurora established a sub-province of Quezon through Republic Act No. 648. June 6, 1952, Zamboanga divided into Zamboanga del Norte and Zamboanga del Sur through Republic Act No. 711. April 25, 1956, Aklan separated from Capes through Republic Act No. 1414. June 22, 1956, Camiguin established a sub-province of Misamis Oriental through Republic Act No. 2021. April 8, 1959, Biliran established a sub-province of Leyte through Republic Act No. 2141. May 22, 1959, Lanao Province divided into Lanao del Norte and Lanao del Sur through Republic Act No. 2228. July 1, 1959, Southern Leyte separated from Leyte through Republic Act No. 2227 approved on May 22, 1959. June 19, 1960, Surigay divided into Surigay del Norte and Surigay del Sur through Republic Act No. 2786. November 19, 1965, plebiscite approves the division of Samar into Eastern Samar, Northern Samar, and Western Samar by virtue of Republic Act No. 4221 enacted on June 19, 1965. June 18, 1966, Guimaras established a sub-province of Iloilo through Republic Act No. 4667. Camiguin established as regular province, separated from Misamis Oriental through Republic Act No. 4669. Bingu re-established, and Ifugao and Kalinga Ipaye created, from Mountain Province through Republic Act No. 4695. Quirino established a sub-province of Nueva Vizcaya through Republic Act No. 4734. South Cotabato separated from Cotabato through Republic Act No. 4849. May 8, 1967, Davao Province divided into Davao del Norte, Davao del Sur, and Davao Oriental through Republic Act No. 4867. November 14, 1967, plebiscite approves the division of Egusan into Egusan del Norte and Egusan del Sur by virtue of Republic Act No. 4979 enacted on June 17, 1967. June 21, 1969, name of Western Samar Province changed to Samar through Republic Act No. 5650. August 4, 1969, Samar sub-province created from Davao del Norte through Republic Act No. 5999, but never inaugurated. October 4, 1971, Maranao Province created from Lanao del Sur through Republic Act No. 6406, remained unorganized due to the disruption caused by declaration of martial law in the Philippines. November 11, 1971, plebiscites approved the establishment of Quirino and Sequoia as regular provinces by virtue of Republic Act No. 6394 and Republic Act No. 6398, separating them from Nueva Vizcaya and Negros Oriental, respectively. June 17, 1972, name of Davao del Norte changed to Davao through Republic Act No. 6430. September 11, 1973, Tawi separated from Sula through Presidential Decree No. 302. November 22, 1973, Cotabato divided into Maguindanao, North Cotabato, and Sultan Kudarat through Presidential Decree No. 341. December 27, 1973, Basilan Province created through Presidential Decree No. 356 out of most of the territory of the city of Basilan, which itself was delimited to only the downtown area of what is now Isabela City, then finally abolished by Presidential Decree No. 840 in 1975. November 7, 1975, Metro Manila established through Presidential Decree No. 824, composed of the 4 chartered cities of Manila, Calcan, Pasay and Quezon City, and several municipalities of Rizal and Bulacan, all of which effectively became independent from provincial supervision. August 13, 1979, Aurora proclaimed a regular province, separated from Quezon through Batas Pambansa BLG 7 enacted on November 21, 1978. Plebiscite held on May 20, 1979, approves provincehoood. March 7, 1984, name of North Cotabato Province changed to Cotabato through Batas Pambansa BLG January 3, 660, 1986, plebiscite approves the separation of Negros del Norte from Negros Occidental by virtue of Batas Pambansa BLG 885 enacted on December 3, 1985. August 18, 1986, BP No. 885 found unconstitutional by the Supreme Court. Negros del Norte reverts as part of Negros Occidental. May 11, 1992, plebiscites affirm the establishment of Biliran and Guimaras as regular provinces, separating them from Leyte and Iloilo, respectively, by virtue of Section 462 of Republic Act No. 7160 approved on October 10, 1991. Plebiscite approves the separation of Sarangani from South Cotabato by virtue of Republic Act No. 7228 approved on March 16, 1992. May 8, 1995, plebiscite approves the division of Kalinga Apayao into Apayao and Kalinga by virtue of Republic Act No. 7878 approved on July 25, 1994. March 7, 1998, plebiscite approves the separation of Compostela Valley from Davao by virtue of Republic Act No. 8470 approved on January 30, 1998. Name of Davao changed back to Davao del Norte. February 22, 2001, plebiscite approves the separation of Zamboanga Sibuguey from Zamboanga del Sur by virtue of Republic Act No. 8973 approved on November 7, 2000. October 28, 2006, plebiscite approves the separation of Sheriff Cabunsuan from Maguindanao by virtue of Muslim Mindanao Autonomy Act No. 201 enacted on August 28, 2006. December 2, 2006, plebiscite approves the separation of Dinagat Islands from Surigay del Norte by virtue of Republic Act No. 9355 approved on October 2, 2006. November 18, 2008, MMA Act No. 201 declared void by the Supreme Court, Sheriff Cabunsuan reverts as part of Maguindanao. February 11, 2010, RA No. 9355 found unconstitutional by the Supreme Court, Dinagat Islands reverts as part of Surigay del Norte. March 30, 2011, Supreme Court reverses its decision on Dinagat Islands and became a province once again. October 28, 2013, plebiscite approves the separation of Davao Occidental from Davao del Sur by virtue of Republic Act No. 10360 approved on January 21, 2013. Formally proposed provinces, note, this section lists only those proposals that reached the stage where legislation was enacted for the purpose of establishing a province or sub-province, but never achieved corporate existence. Occidental Leyte and Oriental Leyte. Leyte was divided into 2 new provinces by Act No. 3117 on March 27, 1923. The division never took place, however, as no proclamation was issued by the Governor-General. The province of Oriental Leyte would have covered the present-day territories of the entire province of Biliran, the municipalities of Abuog, Alangalang, Babatangon, Barugo, Buruan, Calubian, Capcan, Caragra, Dagami, Dulag, Jero, Javia, Julita, La Paz, Leyte, MacArthur, Mahaplag, Maorga, Palo, Pastrana, San Isidro, San Miguel, Santa Fe, Tabango, Taban-Taban, Tanoan, Tolosa, Tunga and Tacloban City. The province of Occidental Leyte would have covered the present-day territories of the entire province of Southern Leyte, the municipalities of Albura, Bato, Hilongos, Hindang, Inopacan, Isabel, Cainanga, Matagob, Matalim, Ma Copyright Rider, Paompon, Vilaba and the cities of Baybay and Ormoc. The province capital of Occidental Leyte SEC. 2. Shall be designated by the Governor-General, until determined by a plurality vote of the electors of the new province at the next general election. Samar The sub-province of Samar was created by Republic Act No. 5999 and covered the area of the present-day island garden city of Samar. However, the sub-province was never inaugurated. Maranao Republic Act No. 6406, which sought to create a new province out of eastern Lanao del Sur, was approved on October 4, 1971. The province was to consist of the municipalities of Babung, Disan Ramine, Kapai, Lumba Baobay, Marantai, Mazu, Mulondo, Sagaran, Payagapo, Puna Baobay, Tamparan, Taraka and Wau, with the chartered city of Marawi serving as the new province's capital. Lanao del Sur was to retain the remaining municipalities, with Malabang serving as its new capital. Section 4 of RA 6406 provided that the new provinces as provided in this Act shall come into existence upon the election and qualification of their first elective provincial officials, who shall be elected in a special election simultaneously with the general elections of November, 1973. The division never took place due to the declaration of martial law in the Philippines on September 21, 1972, which disrupted the scheduled general elections for 1973 and paved the way for the adoption of a new constitution and the establishment of the Fourth Philippine Republic. A legacy of this unimplemented division is the existence of two zip code series for Lanao del Sur. The 93 series was retained by what were to be the remaining towns of the province, while a new series was assigned to what was supposed to be the province of Maranao. Isabela del Norte and Isabela del Sur on February 20, 1995, Republic Act No. 7891, which sought to divide the province of Isabela, was approved. Isabela del Norte was to comprise municipalities belonging to the province's 1st and 2nd congressional districts with Iligan serving as capital. Isabela del Sur was to consist of the 3rd and 4th congressional districts, with Cauayan as the capital. The proposed division was rejected in a plebiscite held on June 20, 1995. Quezon del Norte and Quezon del Sur the Act dividing the province of Quezon into two, Republic Act No. 9495, lapsed into law without the President's signature on September 7, 2007. Quezon del Norte was to be composed of the 1st and 2nd congressional districts of the province, with Lucena City as its capital. Quezon del Sur, with its capital at Gamarca, would have been composed of the 3rd and 4th congressional districts. The Cumlic held the plebiscite on December 13, 2008 and majority of the votes cast rejected the division. Former provinces, Manila incorporated into Rizal. Portions around Manila later consolidated to form present-day NCR. Lepanto Bontocan incorporated into Mountain Province. Moro Province converted to the Department of Mindanao and Sulub, composed of 7 provinces. Now part of several regions in Mindanao. Ambos Camarines divided into Camarines Norte and Camarines Sur, although the wording of Act No. 2809 implies that it is Camarines Norte that was created from Ambos Camarines, redesignated as Camarines Sur. Camarines Sur retained the provincial capital of Navocases. Misamis partitioned into Misamis Occidental and Misamis Oriental. Misamis Oriental retained the provincial capital of Cagayan. Mindoro divided into Occidental Mindoro and Oriental Mindoro. Oriental Mindoro retained the provincial capital of Calapan. Zamboanga partitioned into Zamboanga del Norte and Zamboanga del Sur. The de jure provincial capital of Malave was placed under the jurisdiction of Zamboanga del Sur, which had its capital in Pagadian. Zamboanga Sibugay later created from Zamboanga del Sur. Lanao divided into Lanao del Norte and Lanao del Sur. Lanao del Sur retained the provincial capital of Basilan, now Marawi. Surigao partitioned into Surigao del Norte and Surigao del Sur. Surigao del Norte retained the provincial capital of Surigao and the provincial seal. The province of Dinagat Islands was later created from Surigao del Norte. Davao divided into Davao del Norte, Davao del Sur and Davao Oriental. Davao del Norte was officially known as Davao from 1972 to 1998, when Compostela Valley was later created from Davao Province. Davao Occidental later created from Davao del Sur. Eguisana partitioned into Eguisan del Norte and Eguisan del Sur. Eguisan del Norte retained the provincial capital of Butuan. The provincial capital was officially transferred to Cotabato in 2000, but the provincial government services and functions is still not transferred to the new capital. Negros del Norte Batas Pambansa BLG 885, which created a new province out of the northern part of Negros Occidental, took effect on December 23, 1985, with a plebiscite to ratify the law held on January 3, 1986. The province comprised the present-day cities of Cadiz, Escalante, Sagay, San Carlos, Silay and Victorias, as well as the municipalities of Calatrava, Enrique B. Magalona, Manapla, Salvador Benedicto and Tabosa. Despite voters ratifying Batas Pambansa BLG 885, on July 11, 1986 the Supreme Court declared the law on the proclamation of the province null and void. The ruling states the enabling law was unconstitutional for, among other things, not including the rest of Negros Occidental in the plebiscite, and the proposed province not meeting the 3,500 square kilometre land area requirement of the 1983 Local Government Code. Kalinga Apayao divided into Apayao and Kalinga. Kalinga retained the provincial capital of Tabaik. Sharif K. Bunsayana Republic Act No. 9054 conferred to the autonomous region in Muslim Mindanao expanded powers, especially the capacity to create provinces. Based on this, the ARMM Regional Legislative Assembly enacted Muslim Mindanao Autonomy Act No. 201 on August 28, 2006. The act created a new province, comprising all the municipalities in the 1st Congressional District of Maguindanao, with its capital at Dachiwod in Sinsuot. The province's creation was approved on October 28, 2006 by a majority vote in a plebiscite. Responding to requests for clarification as to which congressional districts form Sharif K. Bunsuan for the 2007 elections, CUMLIC issued Resolution No. 7845, which initially held Cotabato City to be the sole remaining LGU in the 1st District of Maguindanao. CUMLIC later amended this with Resolution No. 7902, which maintained the status quo before the province's creation. The CUMLIC resolutions became the subject of a case in which the Supreme Court opined that because the power to create new province or city inherently involves the power to create a legislative district a power that Congress did not explicitly delegate to the ARMM Regional Assembly the creation of a province by a lower legislative body will necessarily entail the creation of a legislative district for a higher legislative body. Therefore on July 16, 2008, the Supreme Court declared Section 19, Article 6 of RA No. 9054 unconstitutional, MMA Act No. 201 void, and CUMLIC Resolution No. 7902 valid. See also, List of Philippine provincial etymologies, List of Philippine provinces by Human Development Index, List of demonyms for Philippine provinces, ISO 3166-2, pp. References. External links, Philippine Standard Geographic Code Interactive, National Statistical Coordination Board, 2007 Census of Population Results, National Statistics Office, Republic of the Philippines, the Local Government Code of the Philippines, Department of Interior and Local Government, Republic of the Philippines, DILG Regional Office No. 5 Provincial Offices Directory, Region VLGU Profiles, Provinces of the Philippines, Gwilym Law, Statoids.com, Flags of the World Philippines Provincial Flags.